but I will say that if they don't get 2 big wins, even if they get eliminated in like 7th or 8th, the dream's dead, man. It's over for them. And I hate saying that, but it's just true. It's just the facts.
Hey, you cold-blooded, dog. You just speaking it for real.
Cold-blooded. It's just like
Cold-blooded.
it just shouldn't. And it shouldn't have come down to this, honestly, especially with those teams. I mean, I really thought Smoking Aces was going to be one of the stronger teams coming in, but they just haven't been able to find their groove. Again, even with the substitution of Cloudtail, who's a good player and who has really saved them yesterday, at least, it's just not coming together, man.
No, it is not. And again, running out of time here for these squads on the bottom. Smoking Aces and Elusive, your bottom 2 teams with 31 points. They're chasing that 6th spot at 57 points. Just wanted to cover the top points gained in a single round still stands at 24. It was 24 points for Player One Esports. The next closest was Space Station Gaming with 20. So it is possible to get a couple 20 bombs, but
I also want to mention
find those teams on the top half.
That Player One Esports has slipped down now to 4th place.
Mm-hmm.
And so if 2 teams have like really big finishes and they don't, and I'm talking about 2 teams not on the bottom, but like in like 7th or 8th or 9th, there is a world where Player One Esports gets pushed out completely. I don't see that happening. I just want you to know that it's possible.
All right, well, thank you for teaching me what's possible, teacher. A world of possibility wouldn't be possible without
Multiverse theory, man. Could happen anywhere. Just not here.
Dr. Strange right here. Dr. Godspeed Strange.
That is about the most normal, I think, circle. That
This benefits everybody, right?
Yeah.
No one really.
There's only like what 2 teams not actually in the circle. Yeah, it is 2 teams. It's Oxy and Vanquish. So everyone else is already in the circle. It's just how they want to play it and whether they want to try to rotate their way in a little more, maybe gain a little more ground towards the center if they want to play the edge, or maybe start clearing out people that they know that are around them, hurting them away. But yeah, this is a very everyone's already kind of set up type of circle.
Yeah, Noble's Fudge. Fudge was still in the air over there. To the northeast. Got to meet Fudge's mom, affectionately known as the Fudge Maker.
Fudge Maker.
That's fantastic.
I hadn't had a single conversation with her until I met her right before the broadcast, actually.
Yeah.
And she's hilarious, man. But yeah, she came up to me. She's like, "Yeah, I'm the Fudge Maker." It's like that's very appropriate. But that's all. The reason we touch on that as well is just to point out, like, the parents. I just want to give a shout out to the parents and the people that have come out to support these players. Have come to the arena to watch them and basically just be there for them when they're chasing their dream. That's dope. That's really cool to see when you have parents and family members that come out and support something which, in my time as a kind of older gentleman at 31 years old, I told someone I was going to play video games for a living, they would just laugh at me because there's no way to. And now we have these guys competing for a chance to go into the NPL and change their lives. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And again, right, having your family to support you and be a part of the community, I think is really cool. And Fudge has been having himself a day. He now takes over as the top survivor for Noble, sitting in 10th place overall in the lobby, and also has 11 kills, sitting in 15th in the lobby. 12 kills, sitting in 15th in the lobby. So Noble's going to hold on to that spot and continue to defend those teams right below them. Going to need a performance out of him. A team that needs a big performance that was sitting pretty early was Vanquish Gaming, and we just haven't been able to talk about them too much as Boom forgot how to walk and fell off the ledge. He's knocked somewhere, but he's safe. We promise he's safe.
Yeah, I don't know where Boom died.
Boom was playing so bad, he fell and knocked himself in the middle of the road. There's no vehicle.
There is no vehicle. What actually happened? Like, I'm kind of confused. I mean, there is a vehicle, but we didn't. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It wouldn't be.
Maybe you just
you would be at PLC unless you ran yourself over or there was some sort of vehicle issue. And I knew it wasn't a lag issue. Guys were saying, "Oh, we're actually running ourselves over because of lag." It was stopped on my screen, and I pressed F, and we fell over. We've seen a couple of self knocks already, so no lag.
Also, real quick. Oh, wait a second. He's fine. As far as shout outs when we're talking about parents and stuff, like, I also want to shout out Taryn's mom. who is like a stream monster and watches like every stream, even when like it's not even Taryn playing. Like she's like a community mom now as well. So
Yeah, dude, shoot your shot.
Shout outs to her as well.
Yeah. Again, this whole community has been so fantastic
awesome.
towards, I think me as a caster and also just the players as a whole, right? And so I think it's really cool to see how everyone supports everybody in the growth of the game. And hoping the best not only for the pros here today, but the future pros and those trying to make their mark on the space. As we take a look here, Hades hoping that he's going to be able to make a mark on the NPL stage.
Right. And so what's happening now, too, like what you're seeing with Supernova and some of the other teams coming around is they're all in the circle, right? So all they're trying to do now is just try to get a little more position in it, and they're kind of testing the waters of like where they can go. But teams like Obey Alliance and other teams that are around kind of the east and the west that are holding other teams out are basically saying, like, look, this is kind of where you stop. And speaking of that, Barry Vibes is in a very rough position.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty big fight here for 303. You said some teams can go on a run here. Elusive in last place need a run. 303, they're just trying to continue to chase. And yes, it is Elusive. Yes, those are lower ranked points that you want to steal, but you don't want to lose players so early on. 303's success has been based off the fact that they get into the circle with 4 members up.
Oh, that car
and
is
Sociopath,
now on its hood.
Yeah, Sociopath dies early and kills cars early.
Is he going to reload that mini? I'm getting like...
Press R.
Thank you. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. Oh, please don't come back to bite him. I really hope he reloads that thing, man.
Did he just swap?
I think he just swapped weapons.
Oh, okay, he realizes now. There it is.
Reload.
Press R. We'll come back to that.
Okay, we'll come back to that. If that kills him, I'm going to be very upset. As Greg shot, and this is actually the second time they've kind of tried to go a little southeast more into the circle towards the center. They got shot off the first time. They are going to actually make it, and this is a really strong position for them to actually get into, at least as 2. We're going to see if they can get the other 2 members in there, but look where they are right now. That's a solid spot for them.
Yeah, got to risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, risk it for the biscuit. And we saw it. It worked out pretty well for 303 last time when they had north, south, east, and west with no cover. This time with cover, Supernova should be a bit safer. All right, we finally have a slow Miramar game. We haven't had one of these in quite some time.
It's been very exciting overall. Like even from start to finish, all the way into the Phase 3 of MPLC. However, what I also have noticed, which is common, I mean, this isn't an uncommon thing, it's smart, but all the teams have kind of centered up, right? They're all kind of going just north above North Leonis, in North Leonis itself. And so if this is a hard shift and it doesn't actually condense towards the center, then that's going to be a nightmare for these teams to get out of.
Oh, definitely. And again, I think it's okay to gamble early. You're starting to see teams play a little bit more tight and more tense. The same thing happened yesterday. I think the first 2 games, teams played very, very loose. And then after that, everyone started playing a lot more conservative. They started playing safer, started playing slower. And I think that realization came to Space Station Wildcard saying, they're playing our game and they're not as good at playing our game with us, and we'll just frag out the lobby, and that's what happened.
Pretty much, yeah. Noble is... They're doing well. If they can just continue to stay consistent, they're going to be able to push themselves back into the NPL. We're going to have another phase of NPL Noble. But that being said, they have to make sure that they get to the compound they're going to right now before getting their tires shot out and kind of stay together as 4. That's the one thing that I've been most impressed with them as we see them split currently, is the fact that they've been able to finally get into the end game with 3 or 4 members up.
Yep. And right now, as you said, they are split between both splits of Comets. You got Yaxley and Sub-Zero leading each different split, and now they're splitting even more. And there's a circle hard shift to the southeast, but it does keep Los Leones in there. So,
so fortunately for all the teams condensed in there, they can take their time in getting out. Otherwise, it would just be an absolute mess on the west side of the circle.
It does provide a bit of a path here for those squads. Comets, low-key, and I believe Noble all might be rotating around the southwest. They got to be careful for that. And the circle does center up on Elusive and on 303. So 303 making that decision to back off after crashing the vehicle and thinking about clearing out Barry Vibes. now have an opportunity to have 4 people up as these circles roll over
Okay,
earlier. And Honey Badger in a bit of trouble.
Got
Sub-Zero. Don't run yourself over. Don't run yourself over.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just got tagged in the domicile right there. He's going to get back in the vehicle, stop it. Nice, nice. And in fact, I think the LOS is broken. Oh, but Acro on the back of a buggy. That's a really risky play driving up that road because that is a very popular area for people to be. And Hades is going to go ahead and finish off Acro.
Yep, Kobe.
Especially on a buggy, no less.
Hades is just, again, leading the lobby in damage. And I think that's a big kill there. Supernova, if they were going to make a run, now have to do it with 3 members in Obey Alliance. Remember, they're trying to work their way on into the top. They'll take any points that they can get. Ladies and gents, if you're in the chat, now's the time to start spamming your team, your logos, because it's about to get pretty hectic here with the circles moving on in, and I think the squads finally opening themselves up to some danger. So while you got hope, start putting them in there in the chat. Spam those trees, spam those supernovas, spam those vanquishes. We see y'all. Yeah, I see the almost there. Okay, Spen. Now let's back into this. Zero and God Squad, they're trying to get things rolling along and defend their spot. Player One Esports, again, you talked about it. There's a world where they fall off if they don't start picking up points, and that's us.
Well, they're stuck right now. They're actually stuck between Vanquish, they're stuck between God Squad, and they're also stuck technically between SSG. So they can't really move right now. In fact, if they do, they just try to, they're getting torn to pieces. They need to save their vehicles. They need to hold out, hope one of these teams on the south rotate out before them so they can actually start to get some breathing room.
I was going to say, that was a J-Sync that got taken down earlier, so 1 member of Space Station knocked. He should be fine from distances. Look at Wildcard, just send it and get themselves to safety. Smoking Aces, who are trying to make a run. Not
smart
able
play
to find
as well
anything.
to get him on the bike. You don't want to try to climb up that in the Bronco. If the Bronco was even still healthy, I'm not sure. It looks like it was stuck in a dip. So Wildcard going to try to consolidate. Meanwhile, down southwest, Zenith, again, they're just coming in so tentative and so late. Like normally it's Oxy or sometimes we see like Loki or Noble coming in late, but Zenith is just absolutely not having it. They don't want to run into any of the teams. They don't want to deal with it. And I think that playstyle ultimately is hurting them right now.
Yeah, you could see the tentative teams just kind of on the outskirts right now. Comments we've been asking, how have they been defending their points? You've got Loki on the outside, Zenith on the outside, Oxy on the outside. I feel like the only one I feel confident about in those group is Oxy. We know Jason will fight whoever he wants to get in position to do so, but the other guys feels a little bit more too strategic. Almost they're overthinking it.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because on the other side of that coin, you have the teams like Obey, and like Halo Clan that are they're going to take center, they're going to go for broke, and that is what I want to see. That's what you would love to see from these teams that are kind of just on the cusp where they really need the points desperately in order to make that push. And you're right, Comets is just kind of chilling off in the Northeast, and that is not how they've been playing. They've been playing aggressive and getting the kills they need in order to, I mean, that's why they're in the top 6 in the first place.
Yep, letting Yaks play the sax all over their faces right in front. In this case, he has no audience to pick off, and that's why he's been sliding down the kill leaderboard. They will come on in slowly behind Noble, but again, we need to see a big game out of Comets to defend their spot. Low-key still just rotating on in pretty late. Supernova being gate kept right now by Obey Alliance, and Vanquish, Player One Esports, God Squad, and Halo Clan just kind of holding it. Right
303 just made it into the circle, and if they can go a little more south potentially, they have a really good position to kind of hold their ground from. Meanwhile, Supernova is just these two on a bike plus an 8 somewhere off in the distance, just traveling on the edge of the circle, and this looks like...
Look at that smooth driving.
Yeah, it is smooth driving, but it looks like, again, survival mode to me. They're just trying to skate by, just barely make it in.
Yeah, weird that an 8's not with him. An 8, he has himself a vehicle. We'll see where he goes. And Reg shot, and they need to be careful. Did they realize that someone's in that building and that someone is Oxy?
God,
no, they did
that's
not.
That's not a good look.
Ella's down. Reg shot is one He's shot, on one.
Prone in the middle of the open. Yeah.
Reg shot's done. Oh, no. And that's Supernova. Their dream of a big-time, back-to-back 20-point run is all but faded, and it rests in the hands of just an 8. And Oxy will use those points.
Yeah, absolutely. Oxy, they're down, but they're not out. right? They still very much have a chance to make it. They need to have a big game here and then a big final game. As a reminder, this is it. It's just this Miramar, and then the next game is a Wrangle, and we are done.
Yep, and we've seen Oxy, not as Blue Martini Gaming, but as Oxy make a miracle run with 2 games left in relegations before, all the way back in phase number 1. J-Sank, now of Space Station Gaming, was on that roster and went on an absolute tear.
And Innate has found a home, but his home is infested with other players, and he is going to go down, and that is a devastating first elimination for Supernova.
Yep, and Supernova's dreams now basically end. It'll be interesting to see how they want to play this one out. Zenith coming on in late. We've seen them play slow, and Chubba Bubba has a wide open angle, and he takes it right all over Walt Jr.'s legs.
Did he not check below him?
I have no idea, but Walt is down. Chubba actually getting picked off there by Roth, though. So Pax not covering, and the other members of Low Key not nearby.
Yeah,
that
Chubba
is 1
just
for
out
1.
on the open. This is kind of sloppy on both sides. I don't really know what went on with this fight, and now you have both of them actually stuck on the edge. Meanwhile, the other 2 members of Low Key are potentially fighting 303. This is a massive miscommunication between this team.
Wow. Again,
Dusty out up in front. He's about to run right into Lobes.
Dusty.
Oh, and he gets down.
Gets down. Loeb's not able to finish off. He gets into the pro. Oh, what a play by Dusty and 303 taking down the top member of Low Key Esports. The rest of 303 need to come and help this one out. Battylol now stepping down. Figs falls, doesn't throw the nade, but he's down. Just 1 member of Low Key left up right now. The nades start raining on in. Dusty's able to pick that one up after he heals on up. Rarely do you see someone win that 1v1 against Lobes like that.
Like when you prone, it's so easy to peek at any time and mess up the angles. But then there was a beautiful smoke thrown by Sociopath to kind of cover up. Like the team play, I can tell that these guys are giving it everything. They're not holding back. And honestly, it seems like this is the best 303 we've seen when their kind of back is not necessarily against the wall, but they're just close enough to almost grab that ledge and pull themselves up. This is exciting. I'm kind of rooting for 303 now.
Yeah, spam those trees to help out 303. You can see it in the chat. They've been doing it all season long, and now Battylol feeling it. He steals the point away from J-Sank, and that's another one getting them closer to promotion. Valiant gets a knock there on Patron. He makes sure that one doesn't get stolen away, though, and Zenith just getting ripped apart. It's crazy to see how 303 here compares to the 2 squads you see on your screen right now in Zenith and Low Key, where these guys are just not on the same page, and their confidence just isn't there right now.
Yeah, and I mentioned that kind of offhand smoke that we saw Sociopath throw. That's kind of what I was trying to allude to, is being on the same page. I mean, that thing went out immediately to try to help out Dusty. Meanwhile, Batty was also looking for angles. It was just like everything is coming together for them.
Yeah, Pax able to get one. He finds a kendo in the grass. And Zenith and Low Key now both down to their last outs, for me to use a baseball reference during playoff season. As Dusty now taking a peek battle here against Comets.
He was a little low on HP.
That's a decent nade.
Yeah, that actually was a decent nade.
It was where Yax was, but Yax able to move out of the way, and 303 slow things down. Soko, this is a battle here. Oxy don't want to give up their spot to Obey Alliance, and Obey Alliance, although closer, giving that one up, and now God Squad popping off here against Smoke and Aces. Smoke and Aces bottom feeding, but Soapylicious says, wait a minute, I'm not quite done. Triggs says, actually, yes, you are. Sit back down. And Triggs pick up the kills here for God Squad.
And Soapylicious going down as well. I'm just looking at the kill feed here. Oxy Clam still looking for as many points as possible here as they hold out Obey Alliance, who's also struggling. Meanwhile, Disciple trying to go huge. It's now Comets and 303 in a fight.
Yeah, Comets and 303. 2 members of 303 getting taken down. Comets don't appreciate that one too much. Yaxley goes down. He actually goes down from distance to Fudge.
That's
and Noble coming on in here.
They were in 6.
Comets were out, and it's going to be precarious as they move on to Erangel. Sociopath able to pick up a kill onto Duck. Multiple members of Noble still encroaching upon him. D-Rich is back up, so this is a 2v3. All the while, going back to that fight we saw earlier, Oxy were able to gatekeep out Obey Alliance, and Obey Alliance, one of those squads knocking on the door, now out as well. So this opens up for 303. Whoa!
Oh, he's got to be careful. Getting shot all the way from the distance there by Wildcard. All these nades coming out. This is going to be one hell of a hold for 303 if they can make it, if they can manage it.
Smoke and Ace is still surviving on the back of
nice casual little ping.
I was going to make a point about Cloudtail still alive, but Triggs is like, hey, focus on me right now, guys. What a shot there. And now Budge taking down D-Rich. This might be the end for 303. Pax, who's come back from the edges, doing a noble duck kind of thing here. Able to steal that kill away, and SSG just popping off here. Hetror getting the fatty flank onto Halo Glide as well. And all of Halo Glide say, see you later. SSG take the points.
That's, again, another team that really needed to stay alive. Now Oxy coming in after...
That's 2.
Yeah.
That's 2 for Boom.
Oxy coming in and trying to get the kills that they need. They just got in a fight, finished their scrap with it looked like a Bay Alliance now, starting to put some damage onto SSG.
Oh, Lampalot getting ankle bit there by Vanquish, and 303's nice little run ends early. They're going to have to rely on their kill total, but again, they were 10 points out of the spot. That's not going to be enough in this first game, but a decent showing there. Oxy's still not done.
Yeah,
Oxy
is still going, man. Oxy is they're trying to prove that they're not out of it yet, and they definitely aren't, especially with all these kills. Meanwhile, VQ coming in.
Inside the house. It is a mess. The 2 blue teams going right back at it. Fozu trying to get Tetra up. Here comes Aguila, and Aguila shoots him right in the back. Fozu tries to get the flick, not quite able to.
Wait.
But one more. Finna comes back in, and Aguila goes down. Finna's able to pick that one off.
But Finna left. He actually just completely went into the other room, and Aguila just came charging. So that was a potential for VQ to be 3 up instead of now only 1 up.
We talked earlier, though, if there was a time for a run, this is the map for the team that needs it, and Jason is popping off again. 7 kills for this Oxy squad, and their 4 members up. Cloudtail not done yet. He's still ankle biting as well, and it's just Finna alive here. Smoke and Ace's top player, their sub coming in for the relegation battle, still showing off and going down guns a-blazing.
Yeah, and there he is with his trusty bolt. Like I said, he is one of the very few players that still actively uses a bolt at this level, and he's very, very proficient with it. On the other end of things, without not using a bolt, actually just using the DMR, getting nice shots, Mr. Blown Apart.
Fizzle steals it away, though. It's last place elusive, being a thorn in Oxy's side as they do the hard work. Fudge getting knocked by Jason.
Look at this aggression from Oxy. This is what I'm talking about.
There's Clam. He's able to land a couple of shots at Space Station Gaming. See you later. Noble takes one. Oxy takes the other, but Noble still down on the edge and Blown Apart trying to land those shots.
That is it.
Noble goes out to the yellow, or to the blue. They don't want to give any points over to Oxy. They do prevent any points heading on over. Now Cloudtail's not long for this world. Danny G picking that one up.
They were tired of it. He was just like kind of poking the bear. You know what I mean? He was just sitting there taking shots. God Squad had enough of it. They end up clearing that out. They don't know that Finna is still behind them on the west side, but now they're going to be moving up towards Wildcard as we head over to PAX.
Yeah, PAX was able to out-survive the other NPL team that was struggling earlier, and so I made my comment, hey, look at Zenith and look at Low-Key. They should be like 303. 303 go out in 11th, and PAX is still alive, but Jason trying to change that right now. He's taking long-distance shots here at Elusive. And Elusive, we've known them for their survival abilities. We've known them for their nades. We haven't known them for their long-distance fighting or their fighting in general, especially compared to someone like Jason. So we'll keep an eye on that fight.
I agree. Elusive just kind of really hasn't been able to bring it together, and that's been the story of basically their career here this weekend.
Whoa, Finna, and 0-0 jumps a little early.
Oh,
Finna gets one. He'll get 2, and that's a huge thorn into God Squad's side, and God Squad get absolutely obliterated. The 2 there for Finna, and Oxy steals the other one away for Triggs, and maybe Vanquish still has something to say in the relegation battle as well through their 1-member Finna.
That was wild, man. He accidentally jumped. He was able to land and actually still get the frag there. And that is big for VQ because they still were technically not too far behind.
So wild card still with Kickstart and Pistola Time. Pistola Time trying to get himself in. Oh, and he gets taken down.
That's going to be a very impossible run, I want to say, to make, even with all those smokes.
Yep, and so Pistola Time and his big beard now facing the ground and have to work their way back on up. Oxy rotating on in. They do have a motorcycle Blown Apart using it. JL Day able to finish off Pistola Time. So you've got 4 members of Oxy and the sneaky snake of Finna, the sneaky snake of Pax, and 3 members of Elusive here along with Kickstart. So 3 sneaky snakes in the grass. One of them already spotted out. Kickstart actually getting shot by Finna. Or Finna getting shot by Kickstart. I don't think Boom realized that one quite yet. maybe they did because Jason's running like a man possessed, and here goes Finna. He's going to try to nade him out and see how much he can get.
Finna is holding his little shack as the Alamo man. He has killed, I think, 3 people here now.
Oh, but that one looks good to me.
But he's now dead.
The Baja bounce! Oh,
yeah, okay.
Parkour. Not enough there for Finna.
So the issue here now is Elusive has this compound, which pretty much is the only bit of cover besides the small little kind of dip here.
Still in.
Yeah, that's still in. So realistically, it's not going to be possible. I don't think it should be possible for a team to kind of push the compound. So they're going to have to just wait to see where the circle goes.
Now, we've seen this happen before. A whole team against a whole team in a sneaky snake. That was game number 1 when D-Treats for Player One Esports popped off and put them on the map. And that was really the last time we saw Player One Esports truly have a big move there.
And I will say the way that I really like the way that Elusive is taking control of the circle. They know the compound is obviously safe. They're starting to push out, trying to just put up their presence on the rest of the circle and really just cut it off for anyone else trying to make moves. Meanwhile, they're also getting delivered a free crate that never hurts. Kolji's like, oh, like, what's this?
He almost died to the crate. Have you ever gotten squished by the crate before?
Sadly, it doesn't squish you. It just stays on your head.
All right. Well, see, we have someone here that's tried it.
What my favorite thing to do with a crate is actually put a vehicle under it and then drive it away.
It's time. We haven't seen an yet in the relegation battle, but last week during the NPLC relegations, that got in the hands of so many different people, specifically Cambragini, and he took over the game with it. We'll keep an eye and see if Kolji is able to do so as well for Elusive. And again, Elusive, bottom team on the table. Maybe this propels him into a big run as Low-Key's Pax is finally found out he does go out in 3rd place. That's the highest placement for Low-Key Esports throughout this. This might be the biggest point total that they get. But this Elusive squad, great group of guys, military supporting organization here, and they're trying to show off real well here while Oxy trying to earn their way back into the NPL.
I will say positioning-wise, they've really cut off a lot of the circle for Oxy. So the way that they've pushed out and put their presence forward is impressive. Now, if they're able to capitalize on that is a different story, especially with how Oxy's playing. We're looking at 12 kills.
Yeah, big time 12 kills here. If they finish off all of Elusive here, that's 16 points. 16 kills plus the points. What a bounce onto Bonaparte's head! He has his name. His name gives him an extra armor to explosion damage. That must be it, because there's no way a nade blowing up in his face doesn't blow him apart. That is insane.
Most perfect nades I think I've ever seen. And the fact that he didn't get knocked, I don't understand.
Wow.
That blew up in his, like, literally inches from his face.
He did not get blown apart, as Barry Vibes now has a little bit of a ridge to play towards, and blown apart, shaken, rightfully so, up against Barry Vibes on the corner. I think I'll take Barry Vibes with the angle here. JL Day, who's had a pretty good tournament so far, now puts some pressure down, blown apart, not seeing anything, and Barry Vibes gets the juicy, fatty flank, and Barry Vibes now picking up 1. The nade coming on in. That's 2 more going down. It's Clam. It's all up to the big man, Jason. He's going to have to come up huge, as he has all season long, but going to be very difficult. And look at this 4-man push by Elusive to come pick up their chicken dinner. There's one. JL Day gets 1, but it's Kolji picking up the kill.